All right, readers, here we go. We're going to start talking about characters. This week, we've been really working through their attributes and looking at their appearance and also their behavior. You've been generating a list during the course of this week about a character or characters, what they look like, how they act. And we want to start to take that and take it from a list of simple phrases and put that together into a paragraph. So I want to show you how to do that. I'm going to do that today with one of the A to Z mystery books. I'm reading it right now with my child and the Zombie Zone. Uh, and we're going to be focusing on this character down here with the brown hair on the bottom. His name is Josh. So let's find out how we go from our list and turn that into a paragraph. Let's go. You may have done it on notebook paper. Either way is just fine. This is just like my T-chart. On the left side, you would have had appearance. I don't have a ton in there. He's a boy. He's about 8 to 12, and I think he's somewhere in there because they end up kind of going off a lot on their own. So it makes me think that they might be a little bit older. He's got brown hair. I don't know all that much more about him. I know he's got friends and things, but that's not really his appearance. Then I'm really got a lot more down in his behavior. At one point, he gulps when he's told about the zombie zone. He looks at the whistle that Myrna gives him, and he looks to me. He gulps. Kind of gives me a little bit of an idea about how he's feeling. He doesn't want to go with Ruth Rose and Dink, the other two characters, to follow the person into the woods, but he does. He puts his hand over Ruth Rose's mouth when they're on the graveyard to stop her from speaking. He asks questions about the alligator nest, and he wonders about the people playing music in New Orleans. I'm going to turn that down here into a paragraph. So here's what that's going to look like. So I'm going to start with the character's name, Josh, the boy, who is 8 to 12 years old. And combine both of these really in my first piece right here. Okay, so I know that I've done that. I'm going to knock that one out. I'm going to put that there in blue because I know I've done it. After that, I'm going to come down. He has brown hair um, and has his friends, Ruth Rose. And I don't necessarily need to add that because it's not really part of his appearance, but that's okay. They're usually kind of by each other's side. So that one's in there. Boom, my appearance is done. I usually start with the appearance because I want to be able to allow my reader to create a mental picture of what I'm seeing. From there, I'm going to move on and I'm going to start in on his behavior. And I'm going to do that right on here, right with the next sentence. I'm not going to hit enter and do them as separate sentences. They're all going to come together in one full paragraph. See in just a second here. Um, so I'm going to actually think about these two things together, and maybe even this third one here. And when I think about that, is it makes me think that he's nervous. Josh is nervous or cautious. Um, I know this because he gulps when told about zombie zone and when they saw the sign for it. Now that won't totally make sense to my reader, but that's okay because they're going to have to be able to read the book in order to understand what that is. He also, I need to have more evidence than just one piece. He also looks at the whistle Myrna gives him to stay safe in the woods. Um, and this makes me think he might be nervous about going off. From there, I might come down here and talk a little bit. This tells me a little bit about his friendship. Is that he's somebody who this piece here is that he's been around Ruth Rose and Dink a little bit, and he's willing to follow them. He also has an idea about what they might do. Okay, he is also a good friend to Ruth Rose, Dink. He is willing to go with them into the woods even though he is nervous. For the record, I probably wouldn't have gone. I'm not sure that I think that was a great idea. I'm not following a zombie person. Um, he also stops Ruth Rose, and I could go back and capitalize that after. Ruth Rose when she is going to shout at the grave robber, saves them from being taught. And then the last part here, I think this last piece he asks about questions and things like that. When you ask a lot of questions, it makes me think that you're curious. So down here, I might say, last or lastly, I think that he's curious. He is always asking questions about things, musicians, and the alligator nest. Here you can see that I've taken all of this information that I had about his behavior. I focused in on what it told me about him. This idea that there is a character trait, he's nervous or cautious. That part's really, really important and kind of vital for understanding the story. I had more than just one piece of evidence for each one. I got him being a good friend here. Probably could have told just a little bit more about that. And then the last part where I said he's curious. You might only have one or two characteristics, and that's okay. Let's see what you can put together by taking your chart and putting it together into a paragraph of your own. Good luck.